Thanksgiving to everyone. I know that probably, later on to this video, check it out. Uh, Masonry is involved with the community. It's supposed to help the community. It's charity. We say all those right things. We say all the right things in regards to Freemasonry, what it should do and how we should do this and how we should do that. Day is this. Do the Black community really need Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star? Do we really need this? And I know what's going on with you, bro? What's really happening? What's up? And I'm really thinking that. I'm really looking at it from a generational thing. And I'm asking the question to anybody. Do the Black community really need Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star? And if we do, why? Why do we need it? Why do we need this great you're so proud to be part of? Why? Because apparently we're always at odds with each other. We're always calling each other names. We're just doing some awkward stuff. The things that this organization is supposed to be about, we're not about those things. You know, I read some of the comments, that people may leave, and I'm like, really? You trip, damn, And so I don't want to deal with the buffoonery. I don't want to deal with the ignorance of individuals. I want to deal with who can really indulge themselves in the work of Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star. So this question really got me really thinking, do we really need Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star? Do we really need that for really the order? With all of the glitz and the glow, all of that, do we really, what have the Order of the Eastern Star and the Freemasonry done for the Black community? Okay, so you give out turkeys. You do a scholarship. What else? Okay, so Christmas, you give away toys. You may have an Easter egg hunt, Easter time. What else? That's about it. Some lodges may mentor, some chapters may mentor, but on a bigger scale, really, are we needed in our community? I have to ask you that. And I'm going to say this in regards to California, San Diego in particular, because that's where I'm at. San Diego's a different beast. It is. San Diego is a different beast. I mean, Freemasonry in San Diego, California is different than anywhere else in the United States, that I can definitely say that. It's different than being in LA. San Diego not really have what you would consider a Black community. We don't. You may say predominantly, okay, this is where predominantly African Americans would be. But see, just like anything else that came along, this is what happened in San Diego since I've been here. Okay, so they started to develop a suburb, right? And they started offering people a lot of money for their homes, right? And they started selling their homes, moving 45 minutes outside of San Diego. Very nice community, Temecula, Medifé, up by Escondido, California, just outside of San Diego. And then you saw out thinking that, I'm leaving Southeast San Diego. I'm leaving D4. I'm leaving the predominantly African-American area at that time. So you sold your home and you moved. And now you can't afford to come back into the same area that you sold. You can't afford it. So you stuck outside the boundaries of San Diego. So all of those Black homeowners that had homes, you sold because you got a big, beautiful home now, but you can't, but you're still working and move you. So at one time we had what you consider a predominantly Black community in San Diego, but it's not like that anymore. So the ideal is for anywhere. Do the community really need Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star? I mean, I'm asking. You know, Brother Phil Boxer, yes, Black Masons, and I would add Freemasonry, general, needed in the Black community. Our youth need to see strong, upright, moral men who know the real value of life. That's great, Brother Boxer. I appreciate that answer. That's a good answer. But on a collective, is that really what's happening? Brother Boxer, is that really what's happening? I mean, when I look around and I try to do things with other Masonic organizations, sometimes I get shunned, but I'm okay with that. But the ideal is to continue to move forward. But why do we continue to do the same thing over and over again? That's crazy, you know? That's crazy. Yeah, the youth need to see a strong, upright brother. They can see that in the nation. Now what? They can see the strong, upright sister in the nation. Now what? You can see the strong, upright sister as a Christian brother, as a deacon in the church, the strong, upright brother. What? So why? I mean, Brother Boxer, you was great. I appreciate that. I applaud you. I like that. I can agree to that. But you can still get the same thing out of those groups I just. It depends on where you are. There are bad seeds in every organization. And you're right again. I've said that over and over again. But here's my dilemma. On a collective scale, on a bigger scale, what have we done with this organization? I know individually, but collectively, organizationally, what have we done? Size bigger at each other and you're this, you're that. What have we done? Have we decided to say, look, collectively, this is what we can actually do to benefit the community collectively? Because jurisdictionally, you can do some things, but collectively, that's a whole nother ball game. And I just have to partner that. I just have to put it out there because I can say that I've seen in some cases where different organizations come together and work and they make some headway. But that's about it. You know, I think that I personally feel that there are people who work against us to keep us at odds. Now, I know that may sound crazy to some people, but I honestly, with them all in my heart, I honestly believe that there are individuals within our own fraternal order. Their job is to keep us at odds with each other on small shit. Nothing big, just small stuff. You know how you get a splinter in your hand and it just bothers you, small stuff. That little splinter got you like, just edit until you get it out. So my thing would be collectively. You know, I know we have our own issues as far as your structure, my recognitions, you not I got it. Collectively, as Black men and Black women who are a part of what we call this great organization of the Order of the Eastern Star and Freemasons, think about how you can actually affect your community. I'm not talking about giving away turkeys. That's one day. I'm not talking about Easter egg hunt on Easter. That's one day. I'm not talking about Christmas, buying toys. That's one day. I'm talking about 365 days of the year where we can actually say we have made a difference, a clear difference. That's all I'm saying. Because a lot of us are still asleep. A lot of us are still going over the same old. See, let me tell you, old men start wars. Young men fight them. See, a long time ago, in this thing we call Freemasonry, some old guys started. See, this is the aftermath. This is the aftermath of John G. Jones, Thornton A. Jackson, Peter Harris, William Gray, from grandmasters who came along. This is the aftermath. See, this new technology thing, this Facebook, YouTube, Instagram thing that can really bring us and to face to face all the craziness that they done. This is the aftermath that has us at odds with each other. And that's the craziness. That right there, I was just pondering, I'm like, oh, wait. You know, once upon a time, how Freemasonry did this, this ain't that time. See, this is a whole nother time. This is a whole nother present. This is like right now, you know. Yeah, we could talk about the different jurisdictions. I'm talking about something that's going to affect the whole entire community. I'm talking about leadership, you know, and that's where we're at. We're dealing with leadership. You know, wish for masters reaching across other jurisdictions, asking them, hey, let's go do this together. We want to make something that's going to really put us on the map. You know, when I say on the map, I'm talking about where they're going to know that it was the stars. And the thing is, we got to get rid of this jurisdictional thing where my jurisdiction. Yeah, it was my jurisdiction. Because I'll tell you why. When you're in the community and people see the compass and square and the G, they don't know nothing about your jurisdiction. All they know is that you're a Mason. When they see the 5-pointed star, that's all they know is that you're a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. That's all they know. This jurisdictional thing is something for those of us who are in the fraternal order. No, the craft was not a remedy for social ills. But however, every time something has come up, every time, there have been those individuals, those groups of people who have stood out amongst any other group of people or any other organization. There has been that time, you know, where Masons have taken leadership. See, you know what? As a Mason, you're not the tail light. You're the head. As a Mason, as a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, you are not the tail light. You are the headlight. Do you not get that? When you're driving in darkness, don't you turn on your headlights? You're really not paying attention to your tail lights, because when you hit the brakes, they automatically come on, but the headlights always on in the darkness. And that's who we are. If you're talking about a moral principle, if you're talking about charity and brotherly love, that's every day, all day. You don't get a break from that. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're telling me that Freemasonry is not the remedy, or the Order of the Eastern Star is not the remedy for the social ills, then you're missing the point, brother. And it's not to be disrespectful, but just take another look at it. Being a part of this organization is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You never stop being an Eastern Star. You're always the headlight. Always. So when you talk about leadership, when you're talking about really effecting and doing, that's what Masons do. Let me tell you this here. The California Grand Lodge has a program that is called CHIP, right? It deals with having kids chipped and, you know, yes, chipped. And, you know, in case they get lost, if they're dealing with babies or whatever, you know. But we know that they're doing that. That's a huge effect on their community. It's huge. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, either you going to, as Masons and Eastern Stars, either we going to effectively change our community, sit idly by and just watch it just dissipate. Because as an individual, I can do some things. I can affect somebody's life individually. You know, I can do that. You can do that. But what I've learned is that nobody walks alone. Jesus had 12 disciples. The Lone Ranger had Tonto. You know, nobody walks alone. Nobody. I don't care who you are. Individually, you can do a little something, something. But together, you can do bigger and greater things. Effectively groom and work with someone and change their life, you know? So, like the brother felt, okay, those doing the true work of Freemasonry are out in the world doing it, brother. I got you. I got you. But collectively is what I'm looking for. This is why I say, do the black community, I'm strictly us. Do we need this organization? You know, and you know, I claim I enjoy it. I enjoy the fellowship. I do. But beyond that, do we need it? And if the answer is yes, we do need it, what are we going to do with it? We have it. Okay, you're right, Brother Foley. You're right. Is that one name or two names? You know, it is. We can. We can shape and mold and build. We can do that. But do the leadership wants to do that? Do the leadership, do the grandmasters really want to do that? Do they? Here's what I do know. As much as sometimes we seem to be at odds with each other about Freemasonry, I believe that if a Grand Master, be it Prince Hall or mainstream, but I'm dealing with us, so I'm going to say Prince Hall. With all due respect, would actually come to the table. I ain't said, I'm not begging nobody to come to. I'm just saying, hey, you know, let's see what we can do together to better our people. I'm not talking about a pick one time gathering. I'm talking about every day, all day. How many of our Grand Lodges have places that would afford our kids and our youth to come to be mentored? Be it Prince Hall, Modern, Free, International, Ancient. I mean, the doors are open. School is over. The kids go. They get mentored too, and they don't have to pay for it. How many? I'm strictly speaking of Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star. Amongst us, who has that type of that type of center, whereas in your community, it's open. When kids get out of school, they go, they get mentored to. That's all I'm saying. And it's not that. See, now you are affecting somebody's life 24 hours a day, Brother Boxer. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about really getting in and saying that we're here. This is what we're all about, you brother. We're all about you, sister. You know? So if a child is having some issues at school, he can go to the center in his community and say, look, I need help with my map, and it's there. See, that's what I'm saying. I know some of us got nice Masonic buildings, and that's all we do is meet in those nice Masonic buildings. We may rent out a hall or something like that and do some other stuff. But I'm talking about really affecting and changing somebody's life. You know, here's another thing. There are two types of Masons out here. I'm going to tell you. All right. Okay, you said the black community future is in technology. I'm sure there are many black Freemasons with skills in computer science. Why not start mentoring programs for young black boys to learn coding skills? Great. Great idea. I don't know what part of the country you're in. Great idea. So, your idea, take it to your jurisdiction, and see what other jurisdictions join in with you on that, and see what happens. It ain't complicated. It's a great idea. It's a great concept. Money moves everything around me. Take that idea to your jurisdiction, from your jurisdiction to another jurisdiction. See, can't you come together and make that happen? Hit me back when you do. I doubt if you can. And that's just not to put anything negative out there, but I'm looking at it from a real perspective. I just doubt it. I just doubt it that other Masons would join you in doing that, especially if you're Ancient, Free, and Accepted and Prince Hall. Or I just see too much of other stuff happening. Not going to happen, you know. And it's not, I mean, we've said it's not going to happen, but that is not to put out bad energy and say don't try. That is just looking at it from the standpoint of what we actually see before us. You know, if we didn't see so much of the disrespect amongst ourselves, then it may be plausible that this can actually happen. But however, we see so much discontent, we see so much disrespect amongst ourselves till it seems that is not going to happen unless someone who has the balls to really pull it up and make it happen. And I don't see the leadership in Prince Hall or Ancient, Free, and Accepted with the balls to make it happen. I don't. Individually, I can see that happening. But Masonically, I don't see it happening. Oh, so what's my solution? My solution is this. As the brother said before, but like my solution probably won't even work. But I'm going to give it to you anyway, Brother Boxer. My solution is this. It's for us to actually come to the table with all of these grand lodges. There are multiple grand lodges in multiple states, right? If you come to the table and everybody put in money, we got some strong business-minded people in these organizations. We have police officers. We have we have teachers. We have people who can do the work, but it's going to take the money. So you pull everybody together. A meeting needs to be called. Pull everybody together and put the plan on the table. We know we need a community center, and it's going to cost $5.1 million or whatever it's going to cost to make it happen. How are we going to do it? We're going to have to put money behind whatever we do. It's going to take money. Period. And then you're going on your way. You're going to make it happen when you put money behind it. Somebody told me once upon a time here in San Diego that they wanted to do something business-wise. And I told them, I said, look, here's what I would be willing to do. I would be willing to take $100,000 and back you on that. I said I would be willing to take $100,000 and back you on that. That's a hell of a risk. The ideal is I never heard anything else back. I'm just saying, I don't play with my little change. It's only a little money I have. I don't play with it. You know, I'm interested in generational wealth. So whatever I do here for my kids, my grandkids, I need to leave them something. As a Mason, I need to be able to say I did this, and the work that I've done really affect and continue to carry on after I'm gone. But my solution would be this. Have a meeting amongst the Masons in Eastern Stars. And let's see what type of money we got. And let's make it happen. That's the solution. Let's find an area in the city for where you're at. And we know Detroit got some places that really needs the help. Chicago needs the help. You know, we have people in these organizations that are pretty well off. We have people in these organizations who know finances, who are real estate agents, who can really pull it off. But the ideal is let's make it happen. Call the meeting. Call the meeting. Say, hey, Prince Hall Grandmaster, Ancient Free Accepted Grandmasters, and those other Grandmasters, Boom, we're having a meeting. Here's what we're going to do, and we need your help to make it happen. That's the solution. And do it. Because we have everything we need in this organization to really effectively make the change in our own communities. We just don't tap the source. We don't. It takes a mutual desire for the brothers to get behind a cause. Usually when a brother joins the lodge, already he has his own charities and fundraisers set up. Well, that's true, Brother Philip Boxer, but however, when he comes into the organization, usually the lodge already has its own fundraiser set up, not just the individual, but the lodge. So that brother becomes part of that collectively. You know, I had a, as a Shriner, I had a thing called Teddy Bear Drive. My Teddy Bear Drive was to take up teddy bears and take them to kids who like stuffed animals. And I found that stuffed animals, so I made it my business to take all the stuffed animals I can get, and I had people from my job donating and all of that, and just take it down to Skid Row and places that I know the kids didn't really have whatever. That was something I did on the regular, bruh. And I don't do it anymore. I just don't. It's something that ran its course, and I went on to another project. But I do know that with me going and doing it, for the time that I went, I did something. But collectively, I wanted to do something bigger than just that. That was small. I'm talking about something that's 24 hours a day, 360 days, 365 days a year. That's going to really shape that child life, where that child going to say, you know what? I remember when I was small, that center across the street, the Mason and Eastern Stars ran that city, ran that center. Man, wow. The history, the stuff they taught, the teachers came in and did the volunteer work, blah, blah. It can happen. It can happen. Oh, go back, retract. Oh, you retracting? Hold on, Brother Phil. I believe the most effective way is for individual Masons to go to whatever charity they are interested in. Okay. And then bring the information back and allow the brothers to support if they desire. Okay. Well, it's just like church. They will do more in the house, overdoing things in the field. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Brother Boxer. All right, I was just going back. Lost felony. Yeah, go ahead, brother. You had a question. But anyway, that's just my thing. And I have been thinking of this for a couple of days, but I'm beginning to see another part. The youth order. Okay, the youth order. All right. Yeah, hey, that's where the lodges come into play and the chapters come into play. That could work. But let me tell you what I seen one of the Soros do from one of the organizations. They have the debutante here in California, in San Diego. They have the debutante dinner. This is where they come out. This is like a going over for the young ladies as they begin to mature, enter young adulthood. And it's beautiful. They all dresses. The debutante, that's all great. It's great. It's great. But on the lodge all over, then what? So you went to the debutante dinner. It was $100 a ticket. Now after that, it's all over. Then what? That's what I'm saying. Oh, brother, Brandon Lewis, yes. Yeah, I mean, we have a youth group. It's called damn, it slipped my mind. I was just looking at the name. The youth group. I just had the name in my head. Dreams something or another. I can't even think of it. That's on me. That's on me. I got too much running through my head right now. But Brother Lewis, yes. Knights of Pythagoras. Yes, I'm familiar with that. That's a great youth organization. And mainstream has the Demolay and the Rainbows, which is great. Just the ideal of putting money behind it, because like I said, money moves everything around me. If we're going to make something happen, you're going to have to put money behind it. I'm not talking about no little money either. Before the order does things as a whole, each individual needs to fully understand, or at least have an idea of who they are and what the reason for joining the order. I agree. I agree. You know, and that's something that we're all going to have to look at, regardless of your organization, is when we bring people in and look at what they have to offer, what they're bringing to the organization. I would say this on the flip side: even if you don't have the money, even if we decide, whatever, just thinking back to something Brother Boxer said, I believe that if we had a youth program, as far as them being tutored, you as a lodge, I'm rethinking some things as a lodge. Maybe you need to find a church that has a computer center in it, and you say, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have kids who are in college come here, and we're going to pay those kids for coming here to mentor these kids, to get them up, to get them integrated with the computer and how to build and how to tear down and to do certain things. That may be something we may want to consider, since thinking of a different solution there, Brother Boxer. That's something that we may want to definitely take a look at. That's something now, since I brought that up, I may have to take that back to my lodge and say, look, why don't we collectively find some kids who are going to San Diego State and pay them, coming for at least 4 hours a day, dedicating their time to help tutor and build up these kids. I'm glad I'm here tonight, because you're making me think. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It doesn't take money to make money. But even more, the time you give with an open heart is priceless. That is true. That is truth. I agree with that. But however, once again, time is money. And I don't mean it in such a negative way. I'm looking at it from the standpoint that if you told a person, I just want you to just give me 3 hours of your time a day. Just give me 3 hours of your time a day. That person who's giving you that 3 hours free is missing out on something. They're missing out on their money. So you need to be able to compensate them in some type of fashion or something. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. Even though we may give our time to some charities, we don't really give a lot of time. We may give some time to our charities, but nothing is free. Nothing is free. Not even the air you breathe in California is free, because we have small checks to clean air. You know what I mean? Yes, lodges got to pay rent. Lodges got to pay rent. They do. They do. Greetings. Eyes of the beholder. Okay. Greetings. Brother, I think that was Kirkland. Yes, Brother Kirkland. So is that thing. And you know what? My personal belief is, yes, the Black community needs an organization like the Masons and Eastern Stars. I can say that. My solution is that we come to the table and we develop a center. We put some money behind it, or we go to the churches and use the churches as a catalyst to really pushing this agenda, or really pushing what we are trying to accomplish with our youth. And here's another thing. We must realize this. The church has always always been the backbone of our community. It has. Masons have had their lodge meetings out of churches. Period. A lot of brothers who are Masons and Eastern Stars go to a church. They do. Church itself is finding out that it ain't. Ooh. Anyway, but it's been there, and we need to somehow, as I said earlier, the moral values need to be reintroduced into the community. And that's what separates us. We need to reintroduce those values that we hold so dearly. Brotherly love, relief, and truth. Can't beat that. You can't. And it needs to be reintroduced to community as a whole. And this organization can do it if it chooses to. They only rent the space. That's true. They only rent the space. Oh, okay. Some of my odd fellow lodges are in the church. Okay. There's a lodge fellow building in Belfield, California. You know, I've been asked to, if I was wanting to join the Odd Fellas, and I may consider it, but you know, they have their own building. It's a very, very nice building, multiple rooms and stuff like that. You know, and that building right there could be used to promote what I'm saying, but it's something that we have to want to do. We just can't pick several days out of the year to do something. You know, granted, Christmas, Easter, you know, all those holidays that we as lodges go out and we do those things. No, I'm talking about something bigger than that. I'm talking about something that's going to be 5 days, 6 days a week, that's going to really affect the lives of those who come through those doors. Simple as that. Yeah, they do. They do here in LA. They do. You're right, brother. They do. They do charities together. They do. Now, in talking about charities, I'm talking about beyond the charity aspect. And when I say that, I look at the Shriners Hospital. And anybody and everybody can make a donation to the Shriners Hospital. It's you know, and you can get your name out there, whatever. Now, if you take that same concept and apply it in the Black community as on an educational level, to the sciences and to the technology industry, and to plumbing, to electrical, to a whole lot of things, it would do just as good. It is something that we're doing, you know, and I believe that we can do the same thing that mainstream Grand Lodges does for their community. And we all know that they got a variety of things that really benefit those in their community. We know that. The process is how can we do the same thing? And that's why I asked, are we needed in our community? And the answer is yes. However, we must pull together our resources to show that we're needed. We must pull together our resources to show effectively what are we doing. That's what we have to do. And sometimes I believe that we miss that. We do. And that's where I'm at. All day, more, okay, Brother Wood says, is that Latrice? Timothy Latrice? Okay. Says more of a personal approach, less organization. I think individually as Black Masons, we do a little. I was just speaking on a on an organization approach more so than a personal. That's where I was coming from. Needed for what reason? In all due respects, brother. Well, what I'm saying is that I believe that the Black community need Freemasonry or the Eastern Star. That's where I'm at. I'm saying also that on a bigger scale, we need to be more viable in our community collectively, where we're able to give our youth something or places where they can grow and develop the technology skill and to do those things that's going to help them in the real world. And I'm saying that the church may be that avenue. And the brother was mentioning a while ago that some of us rent lodges. We don't have our own building. We go and rent a lodge from meeting night from this organization or that organization. That's true. And I was going back to that and say that money moves everything around me. Collectively, we can make it happen because we have individuals within our organization that are very intelligent, that are very smart. We just need to be able to take and focus our energy on something bigger instead of those small individual things, but something much bigger and greater than I am, as an individual. The Black youth needs tangible skills that they can bring right back into the community. Absolutely. Freemasonry donates $2.5 million a year in charity fundraisers. Time for other organizations to step up as well. They're just like saying the Black community spends what, 1.5 billion or something like that. But we know that's not how it really goes down. Brother Box, I got what you're saying, but that's not really how it goes down. Collectively, it looks good. The number is huge collectively. But does it trickle down to your community? That 2.5 million, does that trickle down to your community? So collectively, yeah, that's a lot. But does that 2.5 down to your community to where you say, I got part of that 2.5 million? That's what I'm looking at. Most of the youth think that we are pin bridges of this world. Leadership has its part that we need better help in. Okay. What about Divine Nine? What about the Divine Nine? Other Black organization, could they join together with us? A lot of the Greeks, for lack of a better word, a lot of the brothers who are part of the fraternities, such as Omega, Kappas, Betas, Sigmas, are all Masons. A lot of them are. And yes, it would be great if we can say, okay, here's what we're going to do collectively. And all I'm saying is collectively, we can do so much more collectively. But as leaders, be it myself or anyone else, as leaders, we have to bring other leaders to the table. That is where you're going to have the headache at, is getting other leaders coming to the table. I don't care who takes the idea. I just would love to see it happen. I would just love to see it happen. We should be more forward than the Greeks. Well, here's the thing. A lot of the Greeks are part of the fraternal order. A lot of people who are member of the college fraternities are Masons. A lot of them. What do you think that Masons are doing well when it comes to charity as a collective? What are the things we have going for us that we can keep going? Okay, this is what collectively, we have nothing. Individual jurisdictions, we have quite a bit. That's one of the things that we have to get over, Brother Boxer. Collectively, we have nothing. Jurisdictionally, yeah. Jurisdictionally, we're probably doing some things where it's going to affect individuals that we may give the charity to. Like take, for instance, I know personally that my Grand Lodge give $1,000 scholarship. And I know personally that we have actually donated continuously money to a kid who was going to college. We've seen a kid through their whole 4-year of college. We've seen him through the whole 4-year process. So that kid, we actually put that kid under our wings and supported them throughout their whole college 4 years. Okay. Individually, that was great. That was like, wow, that kid would never forget us. That kid would say, damn, the Masons helped me through college. They, you know, I needed food. They sent money for my food. I needed a book. They helped me get a book. Throughout my college career, the Masons were there. That's great. That's a jurisdictional thing. Collectively, Brother Boxer, I don't think we've done too much collectively. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Share that with me. Let me know. I see Masonry light years ahead of society, laughing out loud in terms of contribution to society. Its society turns to step up to the plate. Yeah, it's time for the society to step up to the plate. You're absolutely right. But until they step up, we got to keep the car going. We have to keep the car going. I mean, until they step up, because everybody's not going to be where we're at right now. They're just, and Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star has always been out front. You know, I just think collectively we can do so much more if we chose to work together. But we're too involved in our own jurisdiction to see us collectively doing something bigger than ourselves individually. Because individually, we can affect somebody's life. Individually, jurisdictionally, we can affect somebody's life. But collectively, we can affect the community. Period. Like, take, for instance, here's a good one. So you know, and I've said this story a couple of times, so you know that Miss Ann, who's 75 years old, you pass by her house every day as a Mason, and you see her out there just going around her yard, just trying to keep it. You know that, right? You know Meals on Wheels come by her house all the time, and you see that she may need some new windows, right? And her house may need to be painted, right? You see this every day. Collectively, we could get together and go effectively change her whole when painted. We can do that. That's something collectively, not just an individual. Now, and if maybe we pay somebody to go do it, but when it's done, you can say, in this community, I effectively changed something. You know, that's what I'm looking at. My lodge donated to college scholarships too. They also, yeah, you know, so see, we all do the same thing per se, you know, in general, you know, we do those things. Yes, we have affected their lives. I'm talking about a whole entire community, not just one life, but many lives in one setting, not just at the end of the school year, you give this kid a couple of thousand to college. No, I'm talking about collectively every day affecting someone's life every day, not just a certain time of year. Society has to step up with nonprofit, organization, food pantries, homeless shelters, mentoring program, violence campaign, Masonry are far behind. No, we're not too far behind, bro. We just jurisdictionally, see, some jurisdictions are doing those things. Some jurisdictions actually have food pantries. Some do. Some jurisdictions actually do some of the things that you have here. You know, let me see. Some jurisdictions do exactly what you just posted. You know, they do, but collectively, it can be so much better. Collectively, I did. You said you agree with Brother Woods. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and read what he wrote, what Brother Woods put out. So this is what I did. When in my I had just come out of the seat as Worshipful Master of my lodge. I went to a Prince Hall brother, and I look, could our lodges work together to clean up this whole street? We just want to get the weed eaters. We want to cut the grass up. We want to clean up this street right here. This is what we want to do. It's the same street. Both of our lodges is on the same street. He told me no. That's the type of stuff that bothers me. So right then and there was a turnoff. I never went back to ask anything else. So what I did was I just said, okay, so I got my own lawnmower. I did my own thing because it was a turnoff. You know, it was just a turnoff. We are not talking about their work, job. We are talking about Masonic lodges. Absolutely. We're talking about Masonic community. Absolutely. I know some Prince Hall lodges in other cities that I've actually gone to that are in pretty rough shape. I would imagine that if they reached out to other organizations to assist and aid them to like bring it up to standards, I'm quite sure some brothers and sisters will probably reach out and say, okay, let's do it. However, as I said in the beginning, we are fighting an eternal war. See, like I said before, old men start wars, young men fight them, and this is the after effect of those long gone. We're dealing with some after effects of those that are long gone. And it seems to me that we can't get over ourselves. He did that because Prince Hall Masons are told not to. What? Well, Brother Boxer, see, there we have. You just gave, you know, yeah. Clandestine Masons, so they treat those who are not Prince Hall or mainstream like a plague. yeah, but it's all right. It's all right. I mean, you know, it's gonna get better because we're gonna find ourselves one day really needing each other. We are. We're gonna find ourselves really needing each other. So, Brother Gilmore, good evening. The word is recruiting. Our leadership doesn't understand this well. Well, Brother Woods, that may be so. But here's another thing I see. I see what I call real Masons and professional Masons. I see a thing called real Masons and professional Masons. Real Eastern Stars and professional Eastern Stars. And you're probably saying, what are you talking about, brother? Real Masons and real Eastern Stars, professional Masons, professional Eastern Stars. Here's the thing. See, professional Eastern Stars and Masons are those individuals who can wear the emblem and the earrings, and they look real good. They talk very professional. They got it going on. They strut, and they can talk about the Masonic ritual, the OES ritual. They can recite things verbatim. They can do all of that. That's professional Masons and Eastern Stars. They're professionals. Now, the real Masons and Eastern Stars are those that take they take the organization and make it work. And when I say make it work, they actually go out and they actually put it to work. They actually talk the talk, walk the walk. You know, you're talking about charity, they're there. You're talking about a fundraiser, they're there. You're talking about let's go do something in the community, they're there. See, professional Mason Eastern Stars, you know, hey, bro, y'all go ahead and handle that. I'm going to catch you. I got something to do. You know how you call that brother up, that sister up, and you tell them that, you know, you're going to do X, Y, and Z, and they can't make it. But if you tell them we got a party tonight, they there at the party. That's what I'm saying right there. And you know, all of us have them. You know, well, tomorrow we're going to Oak Park, and we're going to clean the park up for the kids. All right, I catch you. I catch you on the next one. you know. But when you say, hey, look, we got a party coming up, we need to know who's going to bring what, but boom, they there. They all lit up, they there. They can quote stuff from the rituals, they there. You know, that's a professional Eastern Star. That's a professional Mason. But the real ones are hands-on. You see them. You know their work speaks for them. You know that old religious Christian song, "May the work I done speaks for me." That's those type of Masons and Eastern Stars I'm talking about. I've never been the job of the Masons do anything in the neighborhood. Men do what men are supposed to do. If they happen to be Mason, then so more be. Christopher Jackson, what's up, bruh? Chris, you know what? You might want to call in and we can have this heart-to-heart talk tonight. You might want to call me on my phone. You got my number. I'll put you right on, you know. So, Brother Christopher Jackson, welcome aboard. I appreciate you, you know. Let me see. I agree with Christopher Jackson 1,000%. Freemasonry is responsible for the moral education that's filled. Okay, the organization has always worked in different, the difference between Masons and arbitral members, and one holds their obligation close to their chest. No Prince Hall Mason should ever ignore the oath he took to his Grand Lodge if he's not interacting with someone that should be followed. So his oath that he took to his Grand Lodge, he's obligated to his Grand Lodge, but his oath is to God. There's a difference between an oath and an obligation. I know you know that, Brother Smith. You know. I'm not even going to do the police and the so-called community is supposed to do. Okay, leaving the cigar. Okay. All right, I appreciate that. See, those words, oath, he took to the Grand Lodge. Okay. Coatless. Yeah. Okay, Brother Christopher Jackson. Okay. All right, I'm following you. I'm gonna stand by and let you come on tonight. We've been on here for, Brother Jackson, if you can hit me up, I certainly would appreciate it when you have that opportunity. But is that you now? No. Okay. But we're gonna get right into it. I don't owe allegiance to my Grand Lodge. I represent one. See above. You know, I got to keep up with you brothers tonight. But definitely. So there are some solutions to the question that I posed. And I do agree that we do in our community need the Eastern Stars and Masons. And I do agree that some of our jurisdictions are doing a lot more than others. I see that. I know that. I was just speaking from a collective proposal. You know, I think collectively we can do so much more. And I think collectively, if we did it collectively, it would benefit us as Masons and the Eastern Stars across the board. Because check this out. For my sisters who are a part of the Order of the Eastern Star, you represent 5 distinguished ladies. And in saying that, this is what our young ladies need to see. And then, speaking to my brothers who are Masons, you represent youth, manhood, and age. And this is what our boys need to see. Now, in the process of them needing to see this collectively, if they seen us collectively doing the things that they say and we should be doing, I think it'll solve a lot of our issues and problems in our community. Collectively. That's what I'm looking at, collectively. And then the thing is, if you're not showing and doing the work, then why are you even a member of the organization? That's something we have to ask ourselves too. We know that we have members who are not doing and showing. Are we just collecting dues on them? We just want to collect, you know? Just like with our bills, we don't pay just one for the service. We do it. We do it on the regular. Absolutely. Absolutely. We do it on the regular. It's just like our bills. We pay them regularly. Every time they come around, we pay them. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So it's just some things that we really have to take in consideration, you know, and as for me, in the jurisdiction for which I'm in, I'm going to continue to reach out to other jurisdictions and see how we can effectively work together to better the community. And like I said, but here in San Diego is a beast because it's a military town. San Diego is a military town, and now it's becoming more of a tourist attraction than anything else. You know, so it's a little different. But in LA, oh, in LA is different. In LA, you have a black part of town in LA. Oh, trust that. You do. You know, you don't want to, sometimes some parts of LA you just don't want to get caught up in. But they do. And that's the truth. We should always carry ourselves upright. We should. However, most of us know that we've been places and we've seen brothers and sisters not doing that, not carry themselves upright. You know, I have a client that I take places, and one day I had him on Masonic hat, and he has an interpretation. He has an interpreter with him because he doesn't speak English. He's from Haiti, right? And she was asking me in regards to Freemasonry because Freemasonry in Haiti is totally different than Freemasonry in the United States. It's different. You know, well, she was explaining to me that in Haiti, you just don't wear that out like that. You don't. You just don't. And she was breaking down some other stuff to me too. If we are not doing what the obligation states, then anything extra is moot. Well, Brother Jackson, you could say that, but you and I both know. Come on now, we've traveled together. We've seen it. You know, we've seen it. We've seen how brothers, you know, want to turn up, you know, and not be the example. And I tell you this here, I don't care what grown folks do privately, but publicly, I think that you should carry yourself in a certain way when you're in this organization. I really believe that. Oh, Brother Woods, you wanted to go there, huh? You wanted to go there. Okay, I'm going to go with Brother Maddox first. He said, bro, you haven't reached out to us in California. You have our number. Brother Maddox, I'm going to tell you the truth. You're right. I have not. I'm way down southern. I'm in Southern California. You talking about Northern California, which is 500 miles away, bro. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible, Brother Maddox. Here's what I have you do, Brother Maddox. Why don't you, you've done that. I'm going to check and see if I still have your Grandmaster's number. And I will give him a call first thing tomorrow and see collectively what can we do together. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I will do that. American Masonry is on the coal. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. American needs lessons from the world outside indeed. Brother Smith says you must walk the walk yourself. All right. I was wearing my Masonic ball cap, and a white guy came up to me in the store earlier. Brother Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Hold on just a second, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. Go ahead. Speak on it.
All right. Hold on a second.
All right.
All right. Greetings, brother.
Greetings.
I mean, like I say, I don't have the answers. It's just a thought from how I see it and how the buck is passed. You know, we have to deal with it even from scripture. You know, everybody laid blame somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Adam blamed Eve. Eve blamed the snake. You know, as they call it, the snake. But everybody's passing buck. See, when you see what you're supposed to see in the Mason and the Dr. Wright member, I say a Dr. Wright member because being an Eastern Star is just a small piece.
Right.
If she doesn't have her amaranth, then she really isn't a Dr. Wright member.
Mm-hmm.
That's her crowning degree. But when you are dealing with a particular type of lifestyle, you're supposed to be emulating the highest form of representation of God that's there. So even if you don't go ahead. Even if you don't have a pastor or someone who's in the spiritual home who's representing the duty as character, then what you have is an illusion. You know, you got somebody pimping in the pulpit. You know, you have to give a lot of yourself. Being a Mason means you have to give a lot of yourself. And it's not necessarily dealing with giving a lot of yourself with your finance. It's your time, your talents, and your treasures.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not my job to be out here stopping the drugs and the violence. You know, that's because I'm a Mason. That's just, hey, you know, I live here. You know, y'all don't need to be out here. Don't be on my block doing that.
Right.
Now, that caused the problem because now I'm doing something the police supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm supposed to be out here taking care of the homeless, taking care of the widows and the orphans, like my obligation tells me.
Right.
You know, anything other than that is extra. I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
We should be doing something else more to take care of and to get the brothers and sisters. You said being a representation. See, the way that there's an essence in my presence. You know, when you see someone and you like, man, there go Brother Tony Muhammad. You know, I need to find out what's up with him because I want to, you know, I like how he carries himself.
Right.
You know, I want to be a part of it. You know, and you say, well, hey, brother, listen, what is it you do? Well, I do such and such and such. You know, and he said, oh man, you a Mason too? You know, and then when people see that, it's like, oh, okay, he's a Mason too. So you figure, well, I want that type of character. You know, as many of us, as we grew up and we saw this type of lifestyle, it's like, okay, he's a Mason. Okay, well, my dad was a Mason. And so now I want to be what my father was because the principles of the order are what had him doing that. You know, I think about a lot of the things that I used to see my father doing, and it wasn't the fact that he was a Mason, it's the fact that the principles of the order keep you within due bounds of what you're supposed of mankind.
Right.
That's what your compass is about. See, if you really want to know what you're supposed to be doing, master the symbols that you have. It says we are a beautiful system of morality, veiled in allegory. So you out here, you're supposed to be a compass circumscribing in mankind, but you out here oblong as hell. You know? So no, that can't be right. You know?
Right.
That can't be right. You know, so if you're doing what you're supposed to do, then you don't have to worry about you know, you're talking about squaring your actions. Okay. Well, when you read these things, see, most of us, we do a lot of reading, but we're really repeating and reciting. We're not researching, so we don't become what, as I said before, we don't become the symbol that we wear on our necks.
And that's what I was saying. And that's what I was saying in regards to real Masons versus professional Masons in Eastern Stars.
Yes. Well, I call it the Herb Williams syndrome.
Oh, okay.
Herb Williams sat on the bench for years. He was on the team, but he didn't play in the game.
Right.
A lot of us are on the team, but we don't play in the game. We just want to belong.
Okay.
Because a lot of us, see, we have to remember our problem in the order. You cannot start speaking about brothers need to do this, that, and the order, and why we don't do this. Well, they come from the streets where it was Babylon. We're supposed to take good men and make them better men, but we've taken the same raggedy material and trying to build houses not made with hands. Well, you didn't test him out. You didn't check him out. You didn't give him strict trial and do examination. None of that when he was a candidate. You saw your numbers were small, so you initiating 5, 7, 9 brothers. You bringing them in, you getting their money, and then you giving them something to read, and you thinking that's what it is. Giving me the stuff you're giving me to read is how to open and close a lodge. That's it. You're not giving me things to read for me to understand by being a steward. Well, I learned how to be a steward from watching ants. I learned how to be a steward from watching bees. Because they do things tirelessly. They do things without any type of conversation. You know, well, I'm doing more work than you. You know, how is it that you're having a problem? How do you do more gossiping and slandering as a brother, and then that's violating your oath? You know, like we talked about before. You know, what are you really keeping to your chest? What are you really holding to your chest?
Right.
You know, brothers do more investigation about what you're doing wrong than what they do in their own books. You know, and that's where we start to have those problems at. You know, so yeah, go ahead.
Brother Timothy Woods said you're taking the words right out of his mouth. He's saying everything you're saying, bro. You're taking the words right out of my mouth. Go ahead.
Yeah, see, so you know, I'm all for that. You know, the Masonry. See, people, check this out. Many of these guys, many of the brothers on the page, they don't remember or don't know. I remember when the FOI was in the projects. Not just in Chicago, but they were in the projects in Baltimore. They stopped in 1 year what the Baltimore police couldn't do in years, in decades.
But we know, but you're saying that, and I got you. But we know that they end up taking the FOI out. We know they took them out.
That was my point. They took them out the street list. So like what Farrakhan said, why do you want to ask me to start stopping things in the community? What you got a police force for? Why are you looking to the Masons to stop what's going on in the neighborhood? That ain't the Masons' job. It may be 2 or 3 Masons on the block. That ain't their job to be the block club ward, the president, and take care of the community. The police supposed to do that. Me being a Mason is something really that no one really would know. Because you don't know I'm a Mason unless you are one. So because you walk around with an emblem on your car, your house, and stuff, like brother used to ask me, how you know your grandpa, how you know your uncle a Mason? This was in the very beginning. I said, well, I saw his emblems on his car. He said, man, anybody can buy an emblem. We got that now. You have a lot of brothers inactive, walking around lit up like Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Because they want the notoriety. They want the notoriety. They want the notoriety. You know, you want to have your name on the door, but you don't want to have the glory. You know, or you want the glory, but you don't want to have the do the labor for it. I mean, all of this stuff, even if you sprinkle some scripture on it, you know, it's all the same. You want to have all of the harvest, but you don't want to do the labor.
But I'm gonna go back to something you said in regards to when the FOI was in the projects and they was doing a thing, and we know that they was cleaning it up. The government themselves know that the work was being done. It's a whole write-up on that.
Yes.
We know that they could not take the fact that they would not be able to arrest people because the FOI was going in. They wasn't going in with guns. They was actually going in breaking up shit and really holding it down.
But it's called respect. It's all called respect.
I say that all the time.
They don't respect. See, people, the way that you respect is not to disrespect. But the way that you disrespect in the order is that you negate and you innovate the obligations. You come up with any excuse to do what you want to do, and then say that you're doing it in the name of this. You know, like I said before, as soon as you get in, you ain't in a hot 90 days. Now you're coming to the lodge because you're looking for some help on your rent.
Yeah, I've had a brother to do that. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to thought, well, man, you're supposed to have, you're supposed. Hey, hold on. You know, people know more about what you're not supposed to do than what you're supposed to do. The difference between every Mason, male and female, is the way that they keep their obligation closer to their chest.
Okay.
We don't look at the starting, the forward, the introduction pages of these rituals. See, we use a lot of rituals that just tell us how to do certain things, but we don't look at the old, ancient books about why we were created. We want to get into, such and such was first, and Maya and Haps, and all of these different names, because you want to talk about the history of what was first. See, pre-slaves, Negroes always want to talk about who was here first. Well, Tony Muhammad, he was the first, and he was the first this, and brother Phil was the first. We always want credit for something. The Masons move in silence. Unless you read it, you really don't know that the Masons are the ones who moved a lot of things in the Underground Railroad. We had signs and symbols on all of the trees for the slaves to know where to go. We had just like, we missed a lot of Rosewood because we were looking at the entertainment part of it.
Now, that's right. That's right.
But there's a lot about us. See, I remember the times when my father used to give me his ring on the chain when I used to fly on the airplanes. And he said, when you get to the plane, go to the pilot and show him this and tell him that you are a brother's child. And he'll take care of that. And it always happened because most pilots, many men of society had some type of affluent job. Now we just bringing a lot of brothers in because he paid. We're not bringing him in because he's really worthy and well qualified.
Right. Greetings, Brother Humphreys.
Strict trial and due examination. What kind of strict trial and due examination have you had? How many brothers can say, "Wait, well, I've been often tried, never did that." Well, what you been through? What you been through to say that you've been tried?
Right.
What have you been through? You ain't never went to bed hungry. You never go. You sitting up with your belly full, drawers out, still got turkey on the table, and you drove past somebody hungry. You ain't feeding nobody unless you're at the lodge making up plates. Because that's your MO. That's your MO. You ain't feeding nobody. You're not feeding anybody. You're not doing anything because it's not something required of you. It's not something required of you. So the reason why you're going through that is because you were told something. You weren't taught that. And when you're told something, you do what somebody tell you. That turns into the parent. Like I always say, I can teach a dog to put a ball in the basketball hoop. But what kind of discernment does the dog have? When I want, does the dog know when I'm sitting there and I'm ready to lay down? Does he know to go and get my slippers? Because he's been trained to do that. It's beneath you to grab the bags of one of your officers. It's beneath you to do that. Because I ain't grabbing nobody's bags. It's beneath you to be some type of servant to your brother. You don't want to do that because why? It's hard for you to do that because you've never seen it.
Right.
So you're only going by what you've done in the past. I'm all for. We have to understand that. We have to understand. We have to understand that if you're not going to represent, see, we are a brand. We are a brand. We're not we call it fraternity because it's old. But fraternities take oaths. Take oaths to God. We as Masons take oaths and obligations.
Correct. We do.
We take an oath and an obligation. That's what makes us different. The Kappa initiation is almost identical to what we do.
Well, let me tell you this here. Most, if not all, of the Greek fraternities initiations are very, very, very similar to what we do. All of them. And the reason I can say that is because when I pledged and went over and then I became a Mason, I was like,
a lot is the same.
Wow.
All the same,
and it was, included, I'm gonna tell you this here, including some of the grips. That's just real.
So hold on a second, because I can't hear you. Wait a minute, I can hear you. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So it turns into a whole. Good job. Yeah, it turns into a situation where we don't pay attention to what we're reading. We're just in it. We pay the dues, and we want all of the perks. We want all of
the benefits.
Yes, we want all of the rights, lights, and benefits, but we don't want to do what it takes to say, what, he earned that. He is such, So, okay, I got you. go ahead. That's fine.
So,
So, go ahead.
So in the process, as I was saying earlier, do the black community need Freemasonry? And I answer that for myself. I agree that we do. And I look at it from the point of view from a collective positioning. Like, take for instance, I know that every February in Chicago, the brothers in Chicago put on that scholarship banquet, and everybody and their grandmama comes to that event.
Yeah.
And I think that's something collectively that we know that everybody is going to benefit from that.
Yes.
And that reaches across the board. And that's what I'm saying in regards to Freemasonry working together collectively.
Yes.
And if you can do it there in Chicago, and I know they do it in Florida, but I'm saying that across the board amongst Black Masons, if we can just get us all on board to do something very similar to that, how that can really affect the community as a whole, Black community, period. Because they see us working together collectively. Like when I go to the mosque, and Brother Hugh Muhammad would often say, my brother Tony, he don't call my last name, he cracks me up. He said, my brother Tony, we don't religiously gang bang, because I know that he goes to church, but when he comes from church, he comes to the mosque. That is absolutely true. The ideal is that we need to stop jurisdictionally gang banging and look at it from the point of view of really lifting each other up and doing something collectively, such as that scholarship fund, the banquet that I know that goes across the board. And when you can do that, then you can say collectively we are effecting change within our community. So go ahead.
Well, one of the things also that happens that goes wrong is when you don't come up with the idea on your own, it turns into a real situation. Well, I ain't got my name on it. I don't want to go. Remember when we first met?
Right.
I told you. You said what you had an idea for about the John G. Jones thing. And I said, look, I'll put you in contact with everybody you need, because they came from, we put that wall up, et cetera, et cetera. I said, but don't bring my name up for any credit, because sometimes all you have to do is put out a lure, and the fish you need will bite. It wasn't for something negative. I don't like the accreditation of like that. I like to be an asset.
Right. Right.
I don't need it wasn't for Chris, if it wasn't for someone, if it wasn't for people like that. Let them know I did it. No, if it wasn't for me, come on, man. I appreciate it. But see, as what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to galvanize a lot of these these congresses and everything else to meet at one location, and we lock down some of these cities for weeks at a time and get the rates that we're looking for. One of the main reasons we don't travel like that is because of the prices.
Right.
Of the prices. And so when you can't get a nice place to be because of how much it costs or whatever, or we go in places that don't have grand lodges, so we really don't have. It's more about the showmanship. And see, we have a lot of people who are in office who use us for the gratuity of the seat.
Correct.
We got this one. I can get a suite. I can get this. I can get that.
Yeah.
And when you start doing all of that, go ahead.
So I'm gonna cut you off for a second, because I'm reading something that Brother Woods is putting up. He's saying again, I think this is something he asked and I missed it. He said again, why do people join the order? For the benefit or for self? Now you can answer that, and I can come right behind you from my own point of view.
All right. A lot of brothers joined the order, number one, because they couldn't get into the Omegas, the Alphas, Sigmas, and they had no idea that we created them.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Now, while he has what he'll come, brother Jackson, be right back. I'm gonna say.
No, I'm here. I went to another location. And
okay.
I was asked a question. Some brothers, see, you can always find. When a brother said, "Well, why did they join the order?" Well, that should be a question that you ask when you're interviewing them.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to be a Mason? I ask them that all the time. What do you do well? Well, we can always say, well, it's in my heart. Well, if it's in your heart, it should be easily displayed by how I observed you before you got your petition. I see that you're a good man. And so I said, well, man, I would love to have this brother a part of the organization because, you know, he's somebody out here, you know. Instead of us, well, we could use him and we could get this, that, and the other. We could use him for his facility. This brother has a reach, and he can help benefit the order. And see, I've always said, well, Granddaddy, I feel like I could be an asset. He said, what you got that we don't have? We all over the world. You ain't got nothing we want.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help us. We can help you. And so when you have a condition where brothers are in the order because they want to be here based upon what they want to be here based upon I like to serve, I like to help feed, you know, and I want to be around a lot of brothers like doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If the brothers in your lodge are not almost mimicking and in like deaconess type status,
right?
You know, or pastoral type status, how are you even in the order and you can't even tell me what the sermon was about Sunday? You spend more time I said this before, you spend more time on your knees naked than you do on your knees in prayer. So if you don't have a hall of worship, hold on. Okay. So if you don't have a hall of worship to where people know you. See, if I was my pastor's bodyguard.
Right.
And I always said, if I miss a week in service, I'm going to get a phone call because people know me. But if you miss a week in service somewhere, do they know you? Does the pastor call you and say, hey, brother, I missed you, you know, such and such? You know, what type of work do you do in the community? Do the people on your block even know you? Right. You know, how much snow have you even shoveled on your block? I mean, you live in California.
Yeah.
So how often have you just said, you know what, this weekend I'm gonna cut everybody's grass? Right. You know, when people say, oh yeah, he's such and such, you know, he does this, that, and the other. You know, so you know, when the elders come out on the block, he helps them up and down the street. Yeah. Just something small. It's the little things. It's the little things, and we don't do that. We're scared. We don't even speak to people in the streets. How you doing, brother? Man, I don't know you. You know, we do that stuff all the time. It seems like, you know, it hurt. Do you know how hard it is for you to look at a black man and say, hey, brother, how you doing today? Ooh. All right. Well, listen, you know, hey. You know, ain't nobody told you, man, I love you because you're still alive. Hey, bro. You're representing out here in the streets.
You know what? Here's the thing with that. You know, what I've come across, I don't mind speaking to people because growing up in Mississippi, that's what we did. We spoke to everybody. Hell, if the dog came by and waved, we'll wave. The thing is, what I've found is that most people are insecure because I can be walking down the hall where I work and I see this black doctor coming. They would like look at the left side of the wall instead of trying to look at me eye to eye. I've seen it. And I've actually put, hey, look, you know what? I mean, I don't know you, but why can't we speak to each other? You know, that's my thing.
I say it in my lectures all the time. A lot of us are actors. A lot of us are in pain. A lot of us mask what's going on with ourselves when it comes time for election. Or we would rather change the leadership than to strengthen the readership. That's something that we don't like to do. We don't want to take the principles of the order and apply them to who we are and what we do and how we are. We don't want to do that. We want to just exist. You know, you can't. Steve Harvey said this to his wife. He said, "You helped me to stop existing and start living." You don't live this order. I don't play with this this. I don't speak like this because I'm trying to entertain you. I speak like this because it's who I am. Whether I'm in this or not, it's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So the seat doesn't move me. See, positions are pawns. See, do you really know what the word pimp means? It's an acronym for prostitutes in my possession.
Prostitutes, oh my God, bro. Prostitutes in my possession is pimp.
That's what the acronym of pimp means.
Oh my goodness.
Prostitutes in my possession. You know, so you have brothers who, you know, hey, you know, if you think about this. Every brother on this feed has had someone say to him, you know, vote for me. Or, you know, I'll put you here if you put me in office. You're one vote.
That's true.
The people make this decision.
Mm-hmm.
Not you.
Mm-hmm.
The people do.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you get mad at me because I accepted a nomination.
Right.
Wait a minute. You're not mad at the person who called my name. You're mad at me because I said yes.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, brother. Brother Smith says pimps equals pastors, preachers, and deacons. Oh my! Come on, brother Smith. Look.
Well, I mean, it's turned into a big business.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot. See, if a sister comes looking for God and you're not him and you're not representing him, send her somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
See, black men don't like going to church because there's too much freaking going on in the church and too much foolishness. See, I've been behind those doors.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the pastors who are on their square, and I know the pastors who are out there bullshit.
Yep.
See, the church has always been a safe haven for the homosexual. It's always been a safe haven for pandering in the business.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But it's a lot of game. It's a lot of game running. So it's not see, the church is really within you. It's not a building.
Of course. You
still got free slaves walking around holding their finger up when they want to walk somewhere.
But see, everybody don't know about that finger holding though, brother Smith. Brother Jackson. Everybody don't know why they hold that finger up when they're in church like that.
But see, they do it because it's what they've been shown. They don't know it because they know the history of it.
See, yeah. But
Many things we do because it was something that someone else did.
Right.
Like I said about being AF and AM. Got a lot of brothers talking that AF and AM stuff, but they practice modern.
Okay. Got you.
They practice modern. You don't practice ancient free. You don't even research ancient free.
Mm-hmm.
You practice modern. You don't even know why you saved from the St. John's of Jerusalem. That's a catechism to let people know that you were an ancient Mason.
Right.
That's where that comes from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not about the drill and drama of being able to move your way through the lodge, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Being a Mason is a conduct. This is a society.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a part of this society. I don't do this, that, and the other. I'm not better than the next man. You know, I mean, how you talking about people who cheat on their husbands or their wives, but those ain't your kids on your taxes that you claim.
Ooh.
You talking real crazy about old girl or the grandmaster who drunk and falling all up in his hotel room in session. But you get drunk and fall in fall in the ditch, but you get drunk and fall up in your hotel room. You'll drive past and see somebody all out there drunk. Look at that wino out there. Look at that dope fiend.
Yep.
But when you get drunk in session, you stagger into your hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, come on now. It's not about, see, you don't even cover your brother anymore. Your brother going through something, you'll get on Facebook and tell it. Or say something about it.
They don't know how to hold it. They don't know how to hold it. You know, and that's the thing we have to realize. Now, when you take, I said it before, when you take these obligations, these oaths, you're supposed to be able to hold that which has been given to you. And a lot of people can't hold it. Like you said, they on Facebook, they doing their thing. They can't hold it.
How many patrons on this page have ever gone to session, and when they matron went to their hotel room, they had some edible arrangements in there, or had her favorite drink in her hotel room, or had some roses in her hotel room. Anything. That's your fraternal wife, but you don't even take care of her. You sitting in the chapter room acting like you run something.
Mm-hmm.
If you had real respect as a patron, when the lodge, when the chapter is closed, when anything goes wrong, the sisters call you.
Mm-hmm.
And you make the decision. I mean, the book tells you that.
Mm-hmm.
You innovating stuff because you don't want to cause any problems. You got raggedy relationships in the street. That's why you're raggedy with your chapter.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a good man in the street. That's why you're raggedy as the master of your lodge. You only in office because you're popular. You ain't on your office because you're proficient.
Right.
But this is what happens to good old boy network.
Mm.
You do something that don't nobody like, they want to get you out of office.
Ooh,
Right?
what you talking about?
But see, that's the thing that a lot of people miss about me. I've never cared where I sit. I don't care nothing about being appointed or none of that. I'm going to always be me. I'm going to always come places and speak. Election.
But brother Jackson, here's the thing. When you tell people that, they look at you like you crazy. I'm gonna tell you what I did. I told my most puissant sovereign grand commander, I care less about a seat. I care about doing the right thing. He looked at me and was like, "Did you just say that?" And I was serious. A seat doesn't make me. I make the seat. And when I told him that, he thought I had lost my mind. I was serious. Bro, look.
But you had to look at what you witnessed. My past grandmaster was strong in this order, well known where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
And he always told me, and I say this a lot, if you speak from what's written, you can talk as loud as you want to in any room by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the pictures that I used to have on my Facebook page. I have the confidence to stand alone and say what I say.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to like what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking for you to accept what I said,
mm-hmm.
but you're going to respect it.
Right.
Because you can find what I said.
Mm-hmm.
You can find what I said in consistency.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that. We don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We want to say things to keep people happy.
Right.
See, being a leader of a lodge, everybody ain't supposed to be happy. You keep voting for everything because you think you have to have the rest of the room's approval. Mm-hmm. Well, let's be real butt-naked truth about this. I ain't got to ask you shit. This is my will and pleasure. My lodge.
This
ain't no dictatorship. This is a socialist republic.
Mm-hmm.
If everything go wrong, I got to come up with that money.
Yep.
You said you would always hail. You said you would answer all due signs and summons. So what the hell you mean you didn't remember, you forgot you didn't have no meeting? All of a sudden, you working every day till it's election time.
You know they do it.
You don't hold people accountable for none of this. You don't hold people accountable for that. I'm not finna send you a show cause letter. After 3 meetings, you immediately dropped. We got phones now. You sent a show cause letter when we had the Pony Express. Because you didn't know where a man was.
Yeah.
You got a seat. You stood there and told that bald-faced ass lie. That you would uphold, you would honor the seat, you would do this, that, and other. But no sooner you get in there, you want to jump up out the seat because you want to run for another position. You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Right.
When you said it. You don't abandon your post.
Ooh.
But when you start innovating so much, you start thinking that that's the way that it's supposed to be. That's why people always say, well, that's how we do it here. But that ain't how you do it in the order.
Yes.
And that's what starts happening. See, all this stuff we doing now, all these things we doing now, things we saying, we ain't doing nothing no different than Prince Hall did with John G. Jones. That's why you saying where you pissed, where everybody else getting their own grand lodge, this, that, and other. You want to start hating, you don't want to support. So that's when it starts going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I get my own grand lodge. We start blowing up building. Now you want to say, oh, well, they phony, they bogus, they this, that, and other. Well, that's the same thing Prince Hall say about you.
Yep.
You don't want to respect the thing that is called growth. I got a different vision than you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to sit up and party and you want to donate money. You want to do something once a year. No, you're supposed to do something all the time. All the time.
But see,
bank account shouldn't have no money in it at the end of the year.
But see, that goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, period. In regards to Freemasonry being in the black community. I said it should be 365 days a year. Not just on Christmas, not just Easter, not just Thanksgiving, but every day, at least once a week, your lodge, your chapter is supposed to be involved with bettering the community of doing something, not just an alibi.
Check this out. For those that live here in Chicago, my mother lived in a senior building. She said she wanted to have Thanksgiving with me. We hadn't had it together in years, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, well, how about this? How about I just cook for the whole building? So I cooked for 150 people on my stove.
Mm-hmm.
I went to one stop, got some food, got some turkey legs and other, and so I cooked for 150 people on my stove.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where we always think. We think nickel and dime, but we talk dollars and $100.
Mm-hmm.
If every lodge in your Grand Lodge and chapter together found a senior building,
Mm-hmm.
and they chose to cook for them 4 times a year,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever.
Right.
They chose to cook for them, and there's a barber somewhere in your building. You know, come and cut their hair. There's a hairstylist in there. Come and cut their hair. Just because they want to give them some type of semblance that we didn't forget you and we're not just throwing you away.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it feel better, and you don't know the type of blessings that come behind that. See, free slaves need to know who's looking and what are they going to do about it. See,
Mm-hmm.
I heard brothers say, well, you know, I don't like white Masons. Well, brother, that's your fault.
Yeah.
White Masons love me.
Mm.
Not because they don't ask me in my Prince Hall. They see that I got an emblem on and they grip me. They may say, where you from? I was from such and such. However they feel about it after that, that's on them. Because I had
Right.
to do about that recently. You know what y'all said, oh, you don't know nothing about us. You're going off what the damn website says.
Mm-hmm.
But like I always say, how many people did you feed this month?
Mm-hmm.
Because you've been in the store working all the time. How many people did you feed?
Mm-hmm.
How many people did your lodge feed? All them
Mm-hmm.
homeless people that live out there in these streets. When did you get them some socks? All the
Yep.
clothes you got in your closet. When did you take them some clothes?
Hmm.
Shoes. You got a different pair of shoes on every day,
Yep.
but you don't need it. Those are things that you want. But there are people who need that you walk past all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you're calling yourself a Mason. Stop lying.
He said, stop lying. Mm.
You know, we don't do the things that we should do.
Mm-hmm.
We just do the things that we're asked to do. So you're not doing it from your heart, which is where you're first prepared. You're doing it because somebody told you, which means you're a jackass.
Ooh.
You're doing things because a jackass will
Ooh.
carry bricks because he don't even
Ooh.
know they're heavy. He carrying them because he's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
A mule don't even know the bricks are heavy. He just doing it because they're on his back.
Mm.
And that's what he does. So you don't know the requirements. See, you're scared to speak up when you're looking at the law. You just wink their eye you just wink your eye like you ain't seen nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So you uphold this. You
Hold on.
uphold a lot of this stuff.
One brother said, if Black Masons spent majority of the time in the Black community building, they wouldn't have time back and forth dispute. That's
Building
true.
what?
Huh?
I got you. But building what?
Well, I guess what he's saying is that in regards to the cooking, in regards to doing things in the community building, you wouldn't have time to go with this back and forth dispute.
If you spend 6 months taking care of Masonic business
Uh-huh.
and 6 months staying out of people's business, every year that pass, you don't know nothing. You're doing the right thing.
That's why I say stay out them bushes and keep your light on, brother. You right about that. Oh my goodness, that was a good
I got brothers, with Thanksgiving, the origin of things. Man, I don't give a damn about the origin. I'm thankful for a lot of things.
Right.
I care less about you. See, you got brothers who talk that pseudo-revolutionary blackness,
Uh-huh.
and I know I'm black as a kiss boot. But the thing about that, when you're talking that pseudo-black revolutionaries talk,
Right.
how you talking that blackness, but you bank with Chase?
Mm.
Chase built themselves off of slaves.
Right.
Bank of America, American Airlines, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that all of you who drive a Lexus, they fund private prisons?
Mm.
Spalding, General Electric, American Express, they fund private prisons.
Mm.
So all of these things that we deal with, see, know what you at least said, I need you to have a good European education because I can use you. You have to be able to know, you have to be able to assimilate. You have to be You can't stand off on the corner talking about, no, man, fuck them white folks. The hell with them. Okay, nigga, we know how to deal with you. It's easy to deal with you.
Brother, he was talking about building skills. Okay, so so he's saying if Black Freemasonry spent the majority of time in the Black community building with building skills, they wouldn't have time for the back and forth. So he's talking about building skills. Okay, gotcha.
Well, we have that.
We do. We really do.
Where the problem lies, you ain't out there teaching none of these young brothers how to tie a tie. You ain't teaching them how to dress appropriately. You accepting sagging pants. You accepting these skinny jeans looking like leggings. Well, when we were kids, they were called peg leg pants.
They sure was, bruh. Oh my God.
See, you accept all of this stuff. You sit up, you look. See, you have to. There's a certain look that you must have to get. Does your appearance command respect? So you have an insecurity problem. That's why you got all of these big ass jewels and chains on, showing that you this, that, and the other. And don't make listen. Let me tell you something, brother. You ain't no Mason because you passed the initiation. You a Mason when you've passed the strict trial and due examination. When you've had the trials of Job put upon you in this order, and you hold firm like he did, then you can say you're a Mason.
Okay.
But because you passed, no, I'm your brother. You ain't my damn brother. How do I know you? By your perfect points of entrance. But you coming in crooked. You coming in crooked.
Right.
You carrying yourself crooked. This is a behavior. But you're too afraid to stand on what's going on with what this is. You're too afraid. How is it that the animals by nature are scared of you? And you're supposed to have rule and dominion over all the fowls of the earth.
Well, I'm going to read something Brother Michael Smith just pointed out. He said 70% of the black boys in California can't read at grade level. And then Jonathan stated that he was talking to you. But in regards to that, Brother Smith, in regards to 70% of the black boys, the whole entire system, the system itself needs to be changed. Let's take a look at that, because everybody don't learn the same way. Everybody does not learn the same way. And when you say 70% of the black boys can't read at grade level, we got to look at what's going on, in the totality of the community, period. Now, just to say, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. The 8th grade is the average grade that the black male in America has completed. The 8th grade. You can't read because you don't find any purpose in reading. You don't find any reason to read because you've been naturalized to believe all you can do is throw a ball, catch a ball, run a ball, rap, or sell dope. You are an entertainer. See, it's called government issue. It's called, as a GI in the Army, you go to school to get a discipline to come out and be in debt. If you're taking a course,
right,
all of you with these degrees and these college and university graduates, you took a course and you have a degree in such, but you can't solve the problems in your own community with your degree. The people whose discipline you took, you are an economics major, an accountant major, whatever you are, the person whose course you took, he can't solve the problems in the world. So what makes you think you can? Because you feel like, well, I have this. See, you know how we walk different when we got on a brand new pair of shoes.
That's right.
We strut different when we're dressed or our hair is cut. You act different when you got your check in your pocket. But how do you act when you had nothing but butter and baking soda in the refrigerator?
That's it.
You give up references freely when you want a car or a bank loan. Tell people, man, this so-and-so call. Tell them I've been such. You come up with all of that. See, I don't accept the fact that you use it for a reason, a justification, or an excuse of why people can't read.
Mm-hmm.
You have children. We're not even bred to marry. You have children. You have children everywhere else. And then you send them out here to society and you pay them off. How the hell are you fluent in Grand Theft Auto and an iPhone, but you can't read? Who are you talking to?
Apparently you can when you come to Grand Theft Auto and some of those video games. I know brothers up. Man, what you talking about? There are kids out there that can play them games, man, and with their eyes closed. And that's for real.
And I told a young brother that. You standing up in GameStop telling me how nasty you are in 2K. But then you can't, you ain't got your GED. I said, hold on, brother. I said, you 18 years old. And you may be nasty all over the South Side. You cold. But you playing for free. You playing for free. You ain't gambling nowhere. You beating people so people can talk. You want to be a street legend. I don't honor that. You want to be a street legend. You can always talk about Earl the Goat Minister.
Hold on. I'm gonna go back. Brother Smith stated that the problem, you took my comment too personal as an attack against you because you happen to. No, brother Smith. I didn't take that, bruh. Look.
And neither did I.
I didn't take that way. That's the truth. I didn't. I just read what you put up. You said that 7% of the black boys in California can't read at grade level. That's not an attack at me. That's your statement.
And so let me clarify, because see, when you have a particular mindset, when a response comes, how you receive it is how it will be. Perception is easier to accept than the reality. So let me clarify that even more. Excuses are just well thought out lies. A lion and a gazelle wake up with two types of mindsets. The gazelle knows that he has to run faster than everything out there to stay alive. The lion only has to run faster than the slowest gazelle to stay alive. When you wake up in the morning, what are you, the lion or the gazelle? Well, if you're the lion, then when you see a black boy, hey, come here, let me holler at you. The same way you can holler at a female, hey, young brother, come here, let me holler at you. How you doing in school? Man, I don't really know you. Oh, I understand. I'm concerned about you because you are our future. I'm talking to you because an elder talked to me before. I want you to be able to talk and speak with clarity when you such places. See, this ain't speaking white. This is called having proper English.
Right.
But when you always want to niggify something, like we do when we say sister or sister, we always want to blackify something.
He said blackify. Hey.
Yeah, we always want to blackify something instead of keeping. See, I ain't no black Mason. You're not going to put me in no pigeonhole. I'm a Mason. Wherever I knock, you open the door and I can get in or I don't.
So Brother Smith went on to state, he stated something else. He said that, can you be upset with the male if there's no father providing guidance?
No. Let me say this. I can't be upset with the male. I have no DNA anywhere in this country, but I got a whole lot of kids that call me daddy based upon how I treat them. See, if there's no father figure there, whose fault is that? What you do is you find you someone who you have a lot of regard for. Not that you revere, who you have regard for, who you respect. And you watch his movements. You dress like cats that you see entertaining. Many cats got dreads because they either got horrible hair and they don't want to comb it, or they got them from Lil Wayne. You started wearing braids because Latrell Sprewell and Allen Iverson had them on. You wear N1. You're out in Cali wearing khakis because gang leaders wore them. You're wearing beards because many women like men with beards. But, a lot of things we do, we adopt it because somebody else did it. But you don't, what is it about you that you love, that you master, that should be your calling? How many gifts do we have? How many gifts do people walk around with and people hate them because of their gift?
Hold on. I'm going to cut you short on that one because Brother Woods said a couple of things here. Brother Woods says, Okay, but even if you are a part of a large body, does this make you, or let me see, really from the heart? And then he goes on to say, dealing with bogus masonry. I don't know what the bogus masonry part comes in at, but
Let me touch that before you keep going.
okay.
Brothers, there's no such thing as a bogus Mason.
I keep saying that, brother, but
let me clarify that. You are whatever narrative you want people to make you. If you a bogus Mason, then you stay that way. If you want to spend your time in this order trying to prove who you are based upon what your Grand Lodge did, what makes you a Mason? Let's get back to the reading part, and let's stop this bullshit about who somebody say you are.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you a Mason?
Oh, okay. Brother, okay, so I want to hold up just a second. Don't mean to really cut you off, but I think he was referring to, okay, he says another book for your library, earlier introduction. Oh, okay, so he was referring to a book that someone
that's a powerful book.
posted.
That's a powerful book.
Yes.
Early introduction to bogus Negro Masonry in the United States and Texas.
Right.
By C.L. Mitchell.
Yes.
It's a powerful book.
Yes.
Prince Hall don't like dealing with that book because they'll refute that book. Because that book starts that John G. Jones has actual conversation and dealings in that book.
Right.
People don't like dealing with that book. Military lodges were illegal. Not military lodges, army lodges.
Yes.
I'm sorry, let me correct that. Traveling military lodges were illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me that Negroes in Boston, Massachusetts were made Masons? The most segregated city in America outside of Chicago were made Masons? No, you thought you were. But the books tell you. Grand Lodge of Massachusetts said, hey, you can bury your dead and walk in St. John's Day. African Grand Lodge chose to say, hey, we're tired of trying to prove that we are who we are. We've been sending money and you've been taking our money. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop dealing with all of it. And we're going to do our own thing. George Washington did the same thing. I told you all one of the times I talked before. There were 23 3-letter and 24 4-letter Grand Lodges over here in America. When it was still Antians, which we know as ancients, and moderns, it was a split. And they came together and created United 4 expelled operative Masons came together and said, we want to preserve the esotericness of operative Masonry and make it speculative.
Okay.
And so they came, it's in Coyle's encyclopedia. I ain't talking about something I think.
Yeah.
They came up with what they did, Goose and Gridiron, Apple Tree, and all of that. And that's where they met, did this, that, and the other. So they came up with these different Grand Lodges. They formed UGLE. They sent record over here and they said, everybody in this country, we have now formed United Grand Lodge of England in 1717, the first meeting. I have the actual minutes because it's public record.
Right.
And they said, if you want to be a part of the United Grand Lodge of England, send us your information and you will be listed as such. If you don't want to be a part of us, then you will be considered by us clandestine.
Yep.
What has happened since then is everyone wants to make UGLE Big Daddy hog nuts. They're not. UGLE
boy, you got me rolling.
They are not the seat of Masonry. They
Uh-huh.
are a large conglomerate body of Masonry. Because this Grand Lodge is all over.
Yep.
African Grand Lodge petitioned to a lot of different Grand Lodge bodies, and they didn't accept them. Because see, we got to remember, they've always said they recognize you. They've never said you're legitimate. They said they recognize you. That's written. That don't make Prince Hall bad or this, that, and the other. There's some good brothers in Prince Hall.
Yep.
A lot of what the organization teaches when you got to make a petition, say, huh, well, everything you was a part of, you got to denounce that. You know, you got to start over. How can I start over when the landmarks of the order say once a Mason, always a Mason? That means I don't have to go back through this again. Or you'll accept this, but you gotta pay for this. And people do that because you don't study. You can't just tell me anything about this order. The Phylaxis Society that Prince Hall created, by Joseph Walsh Jr., there was a society before that that's over there in England that spoke about Prince Hall started as modern, not the modern from Alabama. I'm talking about the modern from over there in the East.
Right.
But that's not the issue. I care nothing about who started where and how they got to start or what they did. What my concern is how do you come up with this, well, you ain't legitimate, you ain't recognized because England don't recognize you. Okay, that's okay with me. But what makes them, in ancient times, what made a lodge? 3 or more. Well, how do you become, because you have to be legally constituted. Well, how do you become legally constituted? How do you become legally constituted? How do you, it's not about the charter. The charter just means that you have an active warrant. That means that you're somebody. The Grand Lodge issued you a charter. But you're saying I ain't somebody because England didn't. Okay, well, you ain't no real police if the California State Police don't recognize you. I don't give a damn about LA County. If the state don't recognize you, then you ain't such. See how asinine that sounds?
That's right. But I'm gonna go back to this here because we did get off the topic. The brothers and I told them we weren't gonna get off the topic, but you know, people keep throwing things up in here, and so sometimes we get off the topic. So my apologies for that. So you know, as the brother was saying, he said, are we straying from the topic? And then one brother said, too much time on the topic of clandestine. Well, what happens is on this type of forum, we get people asking questions, so therefore we may change. But the topic itself doesn't change because the question still remain, and I've answered it for myself, is do the black community needs Freemasonry and Order of Eastern Star? And I've stated it clearly, yes, we do, because those 5 herons of the Order of the Eastern Star are needed to be represented amongst our sisters. And just like being youth, manhood, and age needs to be a representation amongst our youth. They need to be able to see that. So yes, as far as I'm concerned, and no, we're not straying far from it. It's just the idea that someone asked a question and then we wanted to answer that question for them. And we've been on here for about 2 hours tonight, bro. So we've really been hot and rocking. And I appreciate everybody for staying on topic. And Brother Wood says that's for, I think he wanted to say for show. The real.
Every brother on this page who is Prince Hall, if you can call your Grand Lodge and say that you talk Masonically to brothers who are not Prince Hall and nothing happened to you, I'll respect that. If you can't, then you're doing something against your own Grand Lodge edicts. Because we conversing about Masonry and we on this page, and either you're not being fed at home, but you don't want to leave, or you're being fed here and you're using it for your own growth, but you can't say where you got it from. Because you'll never tell somebody you sitting up talking to a brother that ain't Prince Hall Mason.
So I'm going to answer this question for this brother. He said, what can Freemasonry do for the black community? Well, for me, and I'm speaking for my jurisdiction, and I can't speak for every Mason, but I can speak for my jurisdiction. As far as I'm concerned, what we can do is be the example of how we're supposed to be building individuals up in the community. So you say that a young man needs an example of a father. Well, be the example to him, especially if you know that that young man needs that assistance. If you know that
like an orphan.
Yes, if you know
like an orphan.
Absolutely. Hey, if you know the YMCA needs a male figure to come down and speak to the youth, be that male figure. Go down there. If you know that they need a young lady, be that young lady who's a member of the Eastern Star. Go down and mentor.
when the last time any of you ever been down to the jail where you stay at?
Ooh.
And just ask and say, listen, you know, I'd like to speak to some of the youth. Or go to the juvenile center and just speak to the youth about a different way. You know, it's a lot of youth who don't have families. They have no way. They have no way to look at it. They fear nothing. You know, listen, there's a better way. I recognize, see, black men don't really honor what a lot of black men are saying. They don't feel like you've been through anything. That's what I'm talking about. What you tried and never denied. I don't want you to have some type of different outlook about me because I'm a Mason.
Right.
I'm a man who happens to be a Mason. I ain't a Mason who happens to be a man.
Ooh.
I'm a man who happens to belong to this organization because I'm a good man.
Yep.
And being a Mason made me a better man because the principles of the order kept me within due bounds. It helped me square my actions. It helped me circumscribe. It helped me stay within the laws. It helped me honor the laws that I lived by. It helped me see that this sister, who I call an Eastern Star, I have to treat her like I would treat my mama. You don't have it. You don't have any good intentions for her. That's why you want to skin her and leave her alone.
Well,
that's why you want to pass her around.
I'm gonna go back to something this brother just put up. We can be the example for those who need the role models. That's Brother Gilmore. And then Brother Woods also stated, he's said that if that's the case, and I think he was speaking on something that I may have mentioned or maybe even you mentioned, he said if that be the case, does the black community needs to be able to be a part of a group like the Urdu Temple something? I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. Or can they, or would they bet the OTO? I don't know what the OTO is. It's the templates is the TMPLI ORIENTIS.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. That's a foreign language about the being of the templates.
Oh, okay. Or do templates or something like that.
How about this? This is what I challenge you to do. Everybody on here in the lodge, take this back to your lodge. All of you in the lodge, go to the school where your child is, where somebody's child is. Go to the principal and say, listen, where are your troubled youth at? Let me go to your detention office and see the guys in there. Take the worst kids in there and all of you adopt them and mentor them. Take the worst kids in there and mentor them. Sit down, listen to their problem, listen to their story. And see what kind of effect you have on them. If you somebody, if you a leader, and you can identify with their story, then it'll work. But if you're not going to put the labor for it, then we'll sit back all the time and always be talking about the problems. See, in order to help, see, wherever the no good women are, that's where the no good men are. If you want to make a change somewhere, start respecting the woman a lot more. Because a nation can rise no higher than its woman. If you're not going to respect the woman more than you are, then the men not going to have any respect. See, you shouldn't be sitting up somewhere and watching a fight. You don't want to get involved in this. You're sitting around, you got people sitting up talking and disrespecting females in your face, and it's cute to you.
Well, a man once told me, if you see a good fight, get in the fight. And the process is not just a physical fight, but a fight for your life, a fight to change your community, a fight to uplift your people, you know. And I think that goes into play of saying let's not just sit idly by and talk about it, but let's be about it.
It's simple mathematics, bro. And I've said this before. Is what if what you're going to do, if it's not going to add to you, then it will subtract from you. If it's not going to multiply you, then it will divide you.
Right.
If it's going to do, it has to equal out or it's wrong. Let's just stop playing games. One of the main reasons why a lot of brothers don't want to do that, and because there's no monetary gain in it. I see nothing coming out of it. It takes a real special, dedicated man to do a lot of things just because it's from his heart. You only showed up to the turkey drive because the worshipful master told you to.
We've been on here for about 2 hours and 10 minutes, and we've been here for a while.
Go?
So
where they gotta go?
Yeah.
What they gotta do?
Who, me? What I gotta do?
Minutes?
Oh man, look.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Your wife said you gotta get off the phone. My fault.
Hey, you know. You know, man. Look. See, there you go again. Oh yeah, your time is like I've been saying. So look, it's brother David Muhammad just got up. He's from the UK, and he said it's 5 a.m. in the morning time. Brother David Muhammad, boy, you gonna have to go back and watch this because we've been on here for about 2:11. You know, if anybody want to hang on and still go on, we can. I got a little bit. But I ain't gonna lie, I do have to go and tend to the missus.
Your wife first. We don't want you to get in no trouble.
Oh no, cause you know I'm in my study right now, and I don't want to have to just stay in the study. That's for real.
And lastly, in closing, for real, a lot of us, we have the right intentions. Sometimes you got brothers that are in the East and still lost.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of brothers leading the way and they still lost.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get caught up with who's in leadership. You do what you're supposed to do. You don't have to like it. If it's designed for you to be in the East, somebody who has some type of notion to want you to be there will nominate you.
Right.
If you don't never make it, you got two choices. Either get you some brothers on the same mindset and get your own lodge, or you keep doing what you're supposed to do.
Hey, brother.
Because no man can ever be the narrative of who you are.
Brother Jackson,
Yes,
Brother Vincent Gilmore said he want to hit you up on Facebook and befriend you.
Yes,
also, another brother by the name of Brother Maddox, Antonio Maddox said the same thing. They're going to be sending you.
I don't like Antonio Maddox. I think I got Antonio blocked. I don't like him. I ain't never liked him. No, I think Maddox. I think I know Maddox.
You might.
I don't know if we're Facebook friends or we just respond on a lot of the same stuff. If it's the same brother. Well,
he said he was going to hit you up now.
Okay, ain't no problem with that.
Yeah, and another brother said the same thing. And one brother said on here, he said, "I'm just Prince Hall Mason, and I'm just listening."
no, see, it's not a slight. Listen. I got a lot of good people that I'm close with at Prince Hall.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't get involved in is all of that clandestine monkey ball shit.
Right.
All I want to know is how effective are you in representing the brand that you are to the society that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
See, it bothers me when you don't want to let me develop a lodge or a grand lodge in my area because you want to go off the politician who can do it because he's Prince Hall. See, in Chicago, Jesse White is Prince Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse White won't even allow us to make an Eastern Star nameplate.
What?
There's a Master Mason nameplate in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
But he was trying to get it designed that only Prince Hall could get those plates.
Mm.
Now, a lot of brothers got them. But he only, see, so these are personal things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want me to be able to be such. See, no man can tell me what I am and am not.
Right.
My conduct says so. I always say this. I was a 96-degree Mason long before I ever got a petition.
Right.
Because I was trained that way through my behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I was asked to get my 33rd. I didn't ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
I was asked to go to the East.
Mm-hmm.
I was asked to do a lot of things because of how I carried myself. Because I had the fortitude. I had the zeal. And I had the study habits.
Mm.
I don't do mediocrity. Mediocrity is for cowards.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Navy SEAL creed.
Mm-hmm.
Mediocrity is for cowards.
Mm-hmm.
It's not arrogance when I say I was top shelf before people knew what to put up there. Because that's how I display myself.
Mm-hmm.
There's essence in my presence. That's called favor. When people see you and they say, "There you go," versus "There you go."
Hey, so
same statement.
So, brother Maddox put his phone number up for you to see it. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you're at home.
I'll go back and run through it.
Yeah, he put his phone number up for you.
We'll Well, if anybody's listening, just text me and your name and everything. It's 312 9 as in 89927 8921. My phone answers 24 hours. I don't care where you at, you can call me, whatever. You can always inbox me. It's Christopher Jackson. My face is on a book cover in black and white.
Hey, Brother Jackson.
Yes, sir.
The best name you ever had on your Facebook page was Freeman. Free
Black Man.
Yeah, that's how I got you in my phone.
That's what you always call me, Free Black Man.
that's the best one you ever had, bruh. That's the best one you ever had.
When I finish this, I'm going to, when I get this money together, when I finish doing what I need to do, I'm going to go to this ancestry.com. And I'm going to do the ancestry thing. And on my page, I have in parentheses Akelo Ajani, which is African. Akelo means the bringer of. Ajani means truth. So I put those two together, Akelo Ajani. When I find out my ancestry, I'm going to legally have my name changed to Akelo Ajani.
Really?
Because my first name is Christopher, and I know that comes from Christ, etc., etc. Jackson is a slave name from Jack's son.
Right.
That shows ownership, which a lot of us have, Social Security number, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But your name means something. You know, it shouldn't just be cute or because it sounds good. Your name has a representation. You know, you are who your forefathers were. Just because you put a cat into an oven, it doesn't turn into a biscuit. It's still a cat.
It's still a cat, brother. It's still a cat.
So how did you all of a sudden turn into something else and not what your forefathers were? Everything in this country has a nationality.
Yep.
Except us.
Yep.
We have one, but we don't recognize it. And that's why we get treated the way that we do.
Somebody just said Chinese food. Oh my God.
What did he say?
He said Chinese food. Boy, y'all killing me tonight. You killing me. But look, I am gonna go spend some time with the missus right now.
Yeah, I know what it is. She already looked in there 3-4 times. Hang up. I know what it is. We know what it is. It's okay, brother.
No, but brother Dwight Muhammad from the UK, he just got on, so I wanted to kind of hang along a little bit. But he's a dear brother of mine, and we've been chatting back and forth. And I just want to send him a big shout out to brother Dwight Muhammad. You know, and much love to him and his journey over there in the UK, because he's having a hard time over there dealing with some of the Masons. And he's a Mason from the UK that was a part of the UGLE. So we're going to be talking and making some things happen between he and I. And he says, if you live our degrees, there would be no division.
That's right.
Yeah. If you live out your degrees.
Let the words on the pages circumscribe and coincide with your heart. That's why I made that analogy before about being circumcised. You're circumcised so you can clean your organ. But if you don't have that's what makes you a Jew. The practice of a Jew being circumcised. But if you don't have circumcision of your heart, you will always have larceny in it. That's what we are, a system of allegory, illustrated by its symbols. We are all about allegory. And you take the things that you see around you and correlate them into what we are. This order isn't hard. It's just hard if you don't have a place of discernment where you can take things. I've always said this. I learned how to be a steward watching ants and bees.
Hey, there you go. There you go. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut it short right now. So, as I always say, please stay out the bushes and keep your light on. And like Brother Jackson,
I appreciate all of you brothers.
And like brother,
thank you for listening.
Yeah, brother Jackson said, be like the ants, be a steward. For real. So with that being said, I appreciate everyone for staying on for such a long time today. And I'm hoping that along the way that we each got something out of it. We each able to learn something from each other. And yes, to answer that question that I posed to everyone, yes, the Black community needs the Order of the Eastern Star and the Freemasons. We do. So, Brother Jackson, any last words?
No, sir.
All right.
No, sir. I don't have the last word. I've said enough. I don't like really talking like that because I don't like to dominate a conversation.
Oh, brother, I think the conversation went quite well, you know?
Okay. I appreciate it.
With that being said, everybody has a great one. Brother Johnny, greetings.
Those of you all that celebrate, take care of yourself. Take care of yourselves. Do better.
Oh, yeah. I'm out.
Good night.
Good night.